what really hit it for me was that there wasn't really any explicit kind of head work that we had to do. It was all in the body, which is a big thing for me because I'm very up here. You really helped me kind of adjust to what has happened in my life to get me to this point and move out of a space of self-pity and into a space of purpose.
And for me, the pinnacle point, I think Rosa was working on me for around 5 to 10 minutes. And then you instinctively, you were walking around the group, assisting the leaders, the people that were leading the exercise. And you went for my ankles. And I mean, I'm only going to guess that's because of your magic, your incredible intuition. But all of my pain for the last 6 years has revolved around arthritis in my ankle and my toes. But first and foremost, my left ankle. And as the moment you didn't even apply pressure, like nothing compared to what Rosa was applying. You just put your hands on my ankles and I just, like, otherworldly. Yeah. It was like a rebirth. It was like I shed 6 years of like body trauma. Not to say that I won't necessarily have arthritis now, but it was like I'd stored 6 years of really intense pain that I never allowed to pass through. Yeah. I'd never allowed it to actually move on through my body because I was sort of suppressing it or trying to act like I wasn't in pain. And the weirdest part for me is that you actually you took your hand off of the leg that I don't have pain in and you just held one ankle and stayed there for enough time to allow it to actually like pass through me. And then Rosa continued the work. It was like you'd kind of tapped in to that. It was like, yeah, you found the gateway, and then Rosa continued to make me cry for a long time on the floor. But I feel like I'm like walking on clouds. I feel like a big weight in my body has been lifted.
And what I have to say to that is we came as a couple and we're very open to doing this with other people, but we very much gravitated towards each other in your session. And I kind of surrendered first, and I almost didn't want to practice on him because I felt so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even beginning to integrate what had just come through me. And after kind of messing about with maybe trying to get someone else involved so I could sit out and just witness, I don't know whether it was you that kind of pushed me to actually work on him or whether it was just the energy in the room, but I ended up kind of trying my absolute hardest to do it for you. And actually it was so powerful when especially when you came over and just, gave us that minute of support. It was, I think, being pushed into that vulnerability after being so heavily triggered for 40 minutes. It was just what I needed. I think what I've been trained into doing is running away from further extremities. Yeah, like I get to a certain point and I go, right, I need a break. But actually what you taught me is that the deeper you go, like I was in fucking agony going through what you were doing to me. But it's like the physical pain was triggering the release of so much mental pain that it was so worth it.
While I may have been working on Rosa, I was also going through so much like energetic exchange with her and witnessing as well. Like just witnessing her and her vulnerability is so much power, so potent. Like I was brought to tears so many times just witnessing her in her.
I didn't know that.
I was crying while I was working on you, like, and then I'm like,
it's always wet on my legs.
like, so it's the exchange. I think that for from the couple's perspective, I think is really powerful because it is an exchange, and I'm sure with a stranger, I could work with that just as well, but it's definitely like brought us closer to actually being vulnerable around each other.
Yeah, we're constantly trying to gain modalities that we can use in ritual in our own relationship, because the only way to stay together is to keep leveling up together, I think. So this is really powerful for that. Also, your presence, just the energy that you hold space with in a room is really powerful. the slowness that you apply to everything, I really appreciate, because as you can probably see, I go like this. So yeah, just even seeing you breathe makes me want to go. So thank you.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Breathe.